Furious Driving, proud to be supported by Diamond Bright, protecting, cleaning and caring for the Furious fleet and for yours, with 10% off using code FD10. Follow the links in the description below. Hello and welcome to Furious Driving, and you joined me today somewhere around here. My friends Barry and Chris, and there's a bunch of other people you might know from off of the internet, because we're doing a thing. He's off the real world, the printed word world, the good stuff. We're doing a good thing today. We're part of the Sophie's Legacy Up and Down Vids 24-hour drive-a-thon to try and raise money for Sophie's Legacy. Everyone else has got sensible charity cars.
Yes,
hello. Hello.
I'm off the internet, probably. You might have seen me in some videos.
This is Troy McClure. You may know from...
Yes, exactly. You might know me from Boy's Old Mercedes, which I've done again. Behold.
And Doris, the Happy Mule.
Yes, indeed.
I love this Mercedes. This is Joe, by the way.
Yes, hello.
From Classics World.
Indeed.
Rival Classics World. So this is a W124. What W124 is it?
It's 200E, so it's an M102 2-litre 4-cylinder
Yep.
with some injection, and I think 110 horsepower, 120 automatic.
Is that actually going to move?
Do you know what? It
Oh,
actually
wow.
goes. Do you know what? It's lightning compared to my 123. Genuinely.
I don't know if that's saying much, to be fair.
It's
not-
lightning
yeah.
compared to your 123. At the
Well,
moment.
yeah. in the King and the Blind, the one-eyed man is king, but we don't know any blind people.
There we go. See, we're
yes.
professional.
Oh, look at you.
Yes,
Both
no.
got a microphone.
I'm not going to say this is the most interesting car here, but it's probably the most sensible choice.
What's the range on it?
It's 550 miles, give or take. Wow. 70-litre fuel tank.
Okay, everything's more than Mars. Apart from them, because that's just...
About 5 miles.
Yeah.
We're going to have a spot of trouble, I reckon.
If that gets out the car park on a tank, I'll be amazed. So that is the wild car. That's making us...
They've been doing donuts the whole time.
Well, yeah.
Four-wheel donuts.
That literally is, yeah. They're going to have to stop and change the tyres at least twice because they're doing donuts and burnouts. That's less sensible choice. That's a very sensible choice.
Thank you.
That is...
Crack on and have no issues at all.
Yeah,
going out
to be
there,
fair,
so-
if it's made it this far,
Yeah.
it's going to keep on going.
The thing is,
Yeah.
though, at the end of all this, you can say to people, right, I spent 24 hours in an automatic Mercedes wafting along comfort.
Yeah.
I spent 24 hours in a Skoda Felicia.
And I'm still alive. Now, there is one more car waiting to come, and that is a ridiculously efficient Citroen C5.
With a famously fashionably late driver.
Yes, yeah.
Naturally so.
But hey, right.
They've got their handicaps supposed to, at least.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, well, if we don't know what that is yet, do we?
A quarter of a tank of fuel, I've heard.
I reckon it's probably half, but we'll see. Watch the space.
We shall find out. So, in a few minutes, well, 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Which gives us
Quite a few minutes.
it's enough time to get another 2 miles of range from a 3-pin plug-in. That. I'm not joking.
1 kilowatt per hour. Oh, brilliant. That's
Yeah.
how much it charges.
Charge you at the moment? You must be near
75%. We used to stop at a McDonald's on the way down, a fast charger, in order to top it off while we
Fair play.
to top it up while we ate. It did 2% of charge and then cut off while we ate.
Then we came out and it was like, oh.
You've now got 3 more miles.
Consolation, we had extra hospital on our list and we went there and it wasn't really even a
It doesn't.
hospital.
Oh no!
It's not even
It's a
open.
ghost town.
Just give them some random.
It was a building site.
We've managed to wangle 25 sympathy points for making the effort.
That's a good start, yeah. Oh well. Anyway, right. So we'll get going soon. I'm disappointed they didn't play Was Not Was as they turned up.
He's chucking away a coffee.
Right.
Let's stay here.
Let's
and read.
not go anywhere. Let's read the challenge. The challenge
Okay.
says.
Glasses. Right.
Numero uno.
Oh bloody hell! It's tiny.
Oh, go on, go.
I can't even read that.
Right. Challenge 1. Deliver SL snack toiletry box to nominated hospital. Right, we're doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, fine.
That's mandatory. 2. Sophie's Legacy Challenge. Take a photo of your car parked next to a yellow car. Does that count?
That's green.
Take a photo of one of Sophie's favourite animals in your car.
Don't know what they are. Must be in the leaflet.
Yep. Hubnut Challenge. Film a
Pantograph wiper. JM challenge, which we'll do that in a second.
Get the inside the showroom.
Yeah,
Get
we're revving
a-
as well.
Right, tell a stranger that I own a SM filmed in French. Tell a stranger that I own an SM filmed in English. Photograph a train with your car in the picture. Any trains here?
No.
Photograph a boat with your car in the picture. Yeah. Photograph car and team at a race circuit.
I told you race circuits.
Current not disused. Photograph the car team
Yes.
at a football stadium.
Said football
Brighton.
stadium.
Okay.
One,
Right.
Get someone to donate to the
Yeah,
Jelly
look,
Page
it's playing
whilst on the
tomorrow.
road.
Playing there. So
they're easy ones towards you.
Wrong glasses for driving.
So we need
Bye!
to hold it.
Excuse me, Mr. Magpie.
Hello, Mr. Magpie. Where's Mrs. Magpie?
There we go.
Ah! Okay.
Right, are you sure that we haven't picked up anything there that we're not supposed to have?
Where's the leaflet for starters?
It's
Right, so we need to know what her toy is. Animal.
Right, so this is the list of things we've got to do. So I've put the nav in to take us all the way to the first challenge, which is to get the photo of the car in a showroom of that car's manufacturer. We can't get into the showroom itself because
there's cars in there.
There's cars in there and they can't move them. But we can go and park it on the front of the showroom, they've said.
No left.
Said free. Right, so...
Right.
Don't call me Sue. Right, just make sure that there's nothing on there I've missed.
Photograph of any Triumph or photograph of any pre-2000 car. Okay.
What's
Us.
the photograph?
Yellow car. It's us.
He's photographing us.
Where does it say that?
Right, read it, Barry.
Yeah, well, photograph a BYD Seal, photograph a Citroen C5, photograph of a W124.
I told you to read it all through.
Right, now the panic of rushing out of the yard and grabbing our Le Mans style start with the challenges is over, and we've done the first challenge on the way out because, frankly, it was a bit of a panic. I can introduce you to properly the team. This is Barry, who you've seen on videos such as
How not to get your car working.
how not to fix a W123, how to drive to Sweden, and Gladys Friendly Mule.
It's a pre-2000 yellow car.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes.
We need to go back home.
Or if you
We
get
can
to
do that tomorrow morning. when
get
he
to
drops
my
me off.
house.
There's no.
If I can get home to my house before 3 o'clock as well, then
Yeah.
this is Chris. You've seen Chris in many videos as well, sort of helping me fix stuff in the garage and the barn and stuff. And what we're doing is for Sophie's Legacy,
Sophie's Legacy.
which is a very good
Go
charity.
and support.
Yes,
Go
Just Giving,
to the Just
link
Giving
below,
page.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a car, which is this lovely BYD Seal, so thank you to the lovely people at BYD for loaning us for the weekend. We've got 24 hours to drive as many miles as we can. We get a point per mile. And also, we've been given a list of things to do, and we get points up and down depending whether we do them or not and how well we do them. So we've got 2 challenges to do in the next, 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
We've got to get the car to a showroom outside on the forecourt with the manager giving a big thumbs up. These are from JM. He's given us these challenges, and he's going to donate, I think, 200 quid, and we get another 100 points. We get 200 points for inside the showroom or 100 points outside. I've spoken to a BYD dealership, and they've been really quite happy and friendly and helpful, but said we can't move the cars from inside the showroom and make room for you because they're all disabled. They're laptop disabled. Need to bring a technician in to do it. So we can go outside and we can do that, get 100 points for that. And then after that, we need to go and get unlimited goes at getting to racetracks. We get 15 points outside a racetrack, 25 points inside in the paddock, and 75 points on the track. Not expecting to get on the track. However, Goodwood is only 25 miles from here. So once we've done... And Thruxton's only 24 miles from here. So if we can do the BYD dealer at Basingstoke, which we are now 24 minutes away from, hit that and hit the 2 race circuits. We've done an awful lot of points really quickly, and a few miles as well, because we're on the motorway, so it's nice and free-flowing at the moment. I would touch wood, there's no bit of timber in this car. Right, we've got a plan. So I'm treating this challenge as much as an experiment as a competition. However, we're all very competitive. We're going to do our very best to do as well as we possibly can in this event. We know we're not going to win because, let's face it, the Mercedes or the Citroen, all they've got to do is average 41 miles an hour and they can do 1,000 miles straight away without even trying. But if we can get to the end of this without looking silly and, well, with the EV actually doing quite well, that will be quite an eye-opener. Are we going to run out of power on the M40 and be stranded for the rest of the day, or are we going to do surprisingly well? Who knows? Let's find out. We are in the midst of early doors desperation. We're looking for yellow cars or pre-2000 cars because we can snap a lot of them, get a lot of points. The yellow
Jazz has got a W reg on it, but I don't think it's a W reg car.
ID Buzz.
I'll class that as yellow.
I'm going to call it yellow. We grabbed the yellow ID Buzz and ran it. It was actually a perfect colour match to the leaflet. Unfortunately, I then read the bit of paper afterwards and said needed either a team member or our car in the photo as well, so I needed to have jumped out of the car, not just got the dashboard in. We'll submit it anyway, we might get away with it.
I think dashboard's fine.
I think dashboard's probably fine. So we made it to our first stop, Snow's BYD in Basingstoke, which turned out to be quite a good call. Chris is checking in on the live stream, see how things are going in the back. The dealership was a really good call for us because not only do we get the dealership photo, which is 100 points, and sorry James, JM's going to have to pay some money towards the charity. We found 4 yellow cars in the car park, so that's another 20 points ticked off straight away. It's unlimited yellow cars. because I guess they didn't think we'd find many. But guess what? We found loads. The next
plan.
This is what our cunning plan. That's the word. Is race circuits. It's mandatory to get a race circuit or two. And so Thruxton is only about 25 minutes from here. So we're hitting Thruxton first of all. Hopefully it's still open. There's not a track event going on, but there is an event. So hopefully we can get into the pit, possibly even onto the circuit. The further you get in, the more points you get.
I'm just going to keep driving until someone tells me to stop.
No.
Exactly, yeah.
They kick you off.
At which point we've taken a photo already, so it's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we're about an hour from Goodwood, which is another track. Because you get the same number of points again for doing the same thing again. So head to Goodwood, do the points all over again there. We do get bonus points for doing old cars, pre-2000 car photos. So Goodwood car park, I seem to remember, has quite a few old cars around there, so we can double up and get lots of points from doing Goodwood itself and lots of points for doing the old cars. So if we can get there before everything gets locked up at 5:30, we should be okay.
Luckily, I'm driving.
Barry doesn't care about the charging.
I'm paying for it. What are you on about?
He's assuming we're going to pay him back. Well, you've got the app that works, so it has to be you.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, in fairness, I did download the Octopus app, and I couldn't figure out where to put the money thing in.
You
So
just got to add a card to it.
I couldn't find that.
It's in.
But Barry's generally off sick, so he's got time to go figure these things out.
I'm not off sick. I don't know what this whole thing about me being off sick is. Post.
Hello!
Oh, crikey. Oh, in that case, then I'll be on my bestest behaviour.
No one say beep or beep.
I'm
yes,
down on the
Rosie.
P's and Q's.
We have.
Are we
are here.
videoing?
Yes.
I'll
we
video
are.
you videoing me.
You're
Ah,
videoing. Yes. There
yeah,
we are.
super
Hello.
Karen.
So, hi. Where are you at? So we have just come out.
Don't tell them, Pike. Don't tell them.
Don't tell me your name, Barry.
Circuit. We have just come out from.
Of course you know exactly where you are. No,
Oh, yeah.
no
So
secrets then.
We've just managed to get onto a racing circuit.
Yeah, amazing.
So,
Have you got a picture?
Yeah.
oh yes.
And
we
then
did.
ran away.
And then we ran away quickly before anyone came and told us off. There was no one there.
We
We
were-
just drove on.
We were going by ask forgiveness, not permission, and there's no one to even ask or tell us off. Exactly. And then when we were there was an M-plate vehicle car next to the circuit as well, so we grabbed that as well for an extra bonus.
Oh, was that a Renault Traffic?
No, it was an old F250 pickup.
It was one of the pickups they used to recover vehicles from the track.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they still all the vehicles they used to use in the 90s. They still
Yeah,
use
I had a bit of a boo-boo, it turns out, because I was using my phone for Googling stuff. Yeah, it turns off auto-track when I used my phone for other things, so we lost 60 miles of recorded miles.
Chris has taken over the helm. There he is. So hello, Chris.
Hi guys.
Hello, Chris.
There he is.
How much charge has the BYD Seal still got?
Loads.
We don't want to give away anything to our rivals, obviously.
Actually,
so
but we're actually doing pretty
we're
well, to
doing
be
all right.
fair.
Yeah, we haven't charged at all since we left you guys.
And we've got, we've got about half a tank still, haven't we? So
Yeah.
It was done in a hurry.
Yeah.
It was changed in a hurry this morning, and they
I-
got a chance to check it. That's all.
I am quite annoyed it's no longer mandatory to get a BYD with your team, because
Wrong.
that...
So
I
wrong.
saw that, and as soon as I saw your comment, I thought, oh, you're going to find that quite funny because it was mandatory.
We'd already taken that picture.
We used to have, there was another task on the list this morning that got taken off.
Oh.
Yeah, if you get a penguin, you're laughing, because a penguin's 125 miles worth of...
Does it have to be a live penguin?
Yes, you can't put a dead penguin on your passenger seat.
I wasn't going to kill a penguin, but you know.
I've got a thought for that.
Yeah, because you've got a BYD Seal.
Yeah.
You really have to put a penguin in it.
But it might not get it back though.
We're not in a leopard seal. It's not a leopard seal we're in.
As the light is starting to fall, we've just noticed we're down under 100 miles of range now, which is strangely worrying. But we've still got 24 miles to hit Goodwood. And our strategy for the next few miles is going to be, well, do we drive or do we try and hit things like racetracks and football stadiums, because we can get 15 points for each one, even though they're closed, so we can do that through the night. Do we head south, down to Southampton football ground? Barry's trying to find a train yard. Barry's got his mad idea for finding trains, which I think is a waste of... I think it's a waste of time, honestly, because we're not going to get the car near a train. Or we'll just head up to Silverstone and then try and find old cars.
In 1.25
There's
miles,
enough
use the two-lane
rotten
right
cars
to right
in
to
and from
M27
Birmingham,
towards
isn't there?
London.
Well, yeah, they want Rovers as well. And there are loads of Rovers around Birmingham.
Yeah, that's true.
If we hit
There were
housing,
loads of Rovers around
Housing
Birmingham.
estate.
I reckon there still are.
Housing estate round Birmingham. Yeah.
Idea.
Next stop, Goodwood. And again, it was deserted. We drove straight into the paddock for an easy 15 points. There was a staging area by the pit entrance, which was technically part of the track according to the signage, but I'm not sure Kitch was going to accept that one. There weren't the usual array of classic cars scattered around the car park, so we drove on into the night.
Okay, a minor update. We've been at this Home Bargains for about a quarter of an hour. It's a cheese sandwich. Trying to get the charger to connect. And we've been through 2 different cables, an app, a couple of cards, and we've only got 20% power left, and the thing does not want to take a charge. It will not connect. Charging, connecting, please wait. On the plus side, Chris has found a penguin. We're charging the car, and naturally the thing we're doing is looking at the toy aisle in B&M Home Bargains.
Oh, it's charging.
Is it charging? I think, well, don't walk away, because it's going to stop again, isn't it?
Hopefully not.
Right, minor disagreement as to what town we're in, but we have found Fratton Park, which is apparently Portsmouth. We can do our next challenge, take a picture of the car and some of the team outside the thing.
But before we got too far away from the south, we had to charge again. And finding the charging station was actually quite hard. It turned out to be in the middle of a roundabout and wasn't that quick. And also there was nothing here, no facilities. We had to walk a long way to find a Morrison's where we could buy some food, go to the loo and then hike back to the car, which fortunately gave us long enough to charge up. Then we found another football club, this one at Eastleigh. So we're still in the southeast, but then another one in the bag, we hit the motorway. It's time to head to the north and find our way to Silverstone. We figured let's get on the faster motorways, get some miles under our belt in the dead of the night when it's going to be nice and quiet on the roads. This became our strategy. We were using Electroverse, the Octopus Energy app for finding chargers, and it gave us a message that a charging station outside a pub and a Costa not far from Silverstone was doing 20% off charging if we could get there by 11 o'clock. So naturally we headed there immediately, and it was only just off our route, so that was quite convenient.
Right, it is 11:15 at night. Chris has had to go off and do something else, unfortunately. We are charging up yet again. We're just outside Silverstone. We've legged it up the M40, and we're watching where the other teams have got to. There's 3 teams in Europe, 2 of them in Germany, 1 of them in Belgium, I think, at the moment.
2 in Belgium.
2 in Belgium, 1 in Germany.
1 in the Netherlands. I think on their way to Germany.
We think Classics World are heading to the Mercedes Museum, which would be quite a good day out. And we think the Subaru is heading for the Nürburgring. I'm not quite sure what the Skoda's doing. Skodering around.
Maybe it's going to the Czech Republic or something.
Could be, yeah.
That'd be quite cool.
So we might go to T-Bay Services instead, because there's a really nice cup of tea there.
Ooh.
If we go there for midnight, well, it'll be about 2 in the morning you get there. Then we head straight back down again, get back down to Birmingham for about 6 in the morning, and then do a bit of car spotting, then head back to the hospital to drop off our package in the morning. Right, we're nearly at 90%, so we can head off to Silverstone and get a picture there in a minute. Yay!
So we made it to Silverstone, and having driven to the gate, we kind of had to drive through the gate, and we sort of drove a bit further to turn around. So technically we got into the paddock, we think. And then we're back out on the motorway yet again, heading north, trying to get some speed and some miles under our belts.
So it's now 1:30 in the morning. We've ploughed up the motorway, up the M6, heading up north for Scotland to try and get to the best services in the UK, T-Bay. And we're having a first go at charging with a Tesla charger, because we've got the app and apparently you can now charge non-Teslas on a Tesla charger. However, we've plugged in and it's not working. Barry's going to the services, left me to it. I'm going to change places in a minute, but this is not apparently working. I'll leave it trying for a minute longer, but I suspect it'll be one of those cases where we'll go somewhere else in a minute.
We both managed to get a few minutes of shut-eye on the way up, and then we reached one of my favourite services I've never seen before. This is Fortin Services, the old Pennine Tower. It's now closed, but it's somewhere I am desperate to go up. If anyone from Lancaster Services is actually watching, please tell me how I can go up this tower. I need to see inside it. Parking our futuristic and exciting car from the future next to something futuristic and exciting from the past. Anyway, we parked here and it turned out the chargers didn't work properly, so we had to drive on again.
So annoyingly, we just went and had a cup of coffee to let the car charge, and we were warned that GridServe doesn't really work well with BYDs, and it kicked us out after 1% of charging. So, although we've had the fun of seeing the Fortin Tower, which I would love to go up one day.
Very cool.
It's really cool. I'm desperate to go up that thing. It's only given us 1% of range, so we know we've got 73 miles of range left on the 25% full battery, and we've got 46 miles to our next destination, which
Yay!
is tight.
Tight like a tiger.
Yeah, tight like a thing that's going to scare us and give us palpitations.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've actually had proper range anxiety the entire drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is actually a real and scary thing. So we're doing about sort of 32 miles an hour down the motorway now.
No, we're not. We're going to do 60 miles an hour down the motorway.
Right, this is it. I don't think we've gone past the sign for Scotland just yet, but we are pulling into D-Bay Services, the best services in the UK. Farm shop and kitchen with an alarming 11% of power left because the last two services, the chargers wouldn't connect to the car. Which, I've got to tell you, was scary.
Yeah.
You know, in the absolute wilds of the north. But this is one of the prettiest little places. You can't really tell at the moment.
You know what it is, Matt?
Go on.
We've gone past the Watford Gap. They haven't got electricity.
Oh, of course it is, yes. Past the Watford Gap, we're in the wilds.
Yeah, we didn't think about that, did we?
Did not consider
Electric
that.
charging.
We want that quite urgently.
Electric charging.
I've been here once before when we did the driving a Volvo up to Loch Lomond, I think it was, about 2 years ago. We stopped here on the way up. It was really nice.
Oh, it does look very pleasant.
It's like a little kind of chalet. Well, quite a big chalet. Where are the chargers? We need them.
Is Tesla charging this way, apparently?
For you. Let's hope these ones work.
Here they are. Let's go in here then, shall we?
Oh, the big fancy ones with screens on. There's delis on them.
Ooh, 74p.
That one's 64p. Yes, it's getting late. It's getting early, not really late. It's nearly 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's actually apparently at 98 kilowatts going in though.
Cool, okay.
So hopefully 99 kilowatts.
Should we see if we can get a nice breakfast here? Because it's meant to be a really nice breakfast in this one.
Is it?
So disappointingly, the best services in the UK were basically shut. There's only one little concession shop that only sold pies, which looked very nice pies, but since I can't eat gluten, I couldn't eat any of them. And so I didn't have any of them. And the really good shop was shut as well. So just standing here charging really. But I can take time to clean my teeth. I feel a lot more fresher from that. Well, this is interesting. It's not quite the M6, but it's certainly interesting.
Don't know where we're going.
Wonder if we're in Scotland yet.
That's taking me out.
Well, this is interesting. It's not quite the M6, but it's certainly interesting.
Don't know where we're going.
Wonder if we're in Scotland yet.
That's taking me out into the woods. I'm slightly scared.
I don't know why you're scared. I'm coming back on my own.
Into the woods. I'm slightly scared.
I don't know why you're scared. I'm coming back on my own.
They keep coming into patches of camouflage road. Oh, now it's stopped, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's nothing. I've turned the camera on.
Yeah. Now, it's all absolutely fine.
Yeah, now we're out of the foresty bit.
That probably helps. Oh, yay, one of those bridges.
Let's not launch it into a field.
Don't launch.
So, stop for a quick break. Didn't charge this time. Lights are on.
Oh.
Yep. I don't think they're that good. I'm kind of running ahead of the storm now. And where's the exit? Because the wind has been picking up really badly and the rain is just catching up with us again.
Yeah.
Take the next right towards M6, then take the slip road to M6.
Welcome to Sunday. It's about 8:30 in the morning. So daylight at last, just about. The storm, which is a named storm, is incoming. We're just somewhere northish of Birmingham. We've diverted on our route to the old Rover factory because we realised we're low on juice again. And we've got a charger which should be going super fast.
If I can figure out which one it is.
But we can't figure out which one it is. Hang on. That's a very good question. Chargers are not as easy as they could be, honestly. I'm not sure it's turned on. If this has failed, it's the third time we've failed to get a charger to work. Bear with, we'll come back in a minute. Charging is not fun. The cars are very good. The charging network is just awful. We've just had some quite bad news, and quite sad actually. We left the Shell station that wouldn't charge in a bit of a huff, and I just realised I left my mug, my thermos mug, on a post in the petrol station.
It's so sad.
Not getting that back. Right, good news, bad news. We are searching for a charger that works. We've driven to another one. We're getting really quite low on charge now, and none of the chargers want to connect with the car. So we've sort of abandoned the tasks for a minute. Although driving through the estate to get here, I think we've seen 6 pre-2000 cars, which has brought us 60 points, which is quite handy, including the one we just parked next to when we pulled into the charger. However, not doing us a lot of favours at the minute, because we won't be able to go very far after this because we're just going to run out of charge and stop. So we're getting a little bit worried. Barry's repeatedly trying to connect and reconnect. Hopefully we can make this work soon. One had to get out the car to go and unplug the charger. We've done a bit of route mapping. It's 22 minutes down to the old Rover factory where we might find some Rovers. Then it is a little bit further. Well, it's then about 2.5 hours down to the hospital where we've got to make our drop off. But in the meantime, we can stop at Gaydon, which I don't think we're too far, and hopefully the rain will ease off a bit. I hope so. It's better down in the south, apparently. Yes.
Now I know BYD is nothing to do with SAC or MG, however, for me, I can't drive past MG Rover's old home and not pull into the front and park on that plinth out there. The plan was of course to find lots of old Rovers that ex-employees had been buying back in the day and were still lurking on driveways, but it wasn't to be. We got our fantastic picture on the plinth, which is something I've done before with my car and other people's cars lots of times. You know, it's a thing you have to do. However, with so many new builds covering what was old factory land, there wasn't really much in the way of old cars around here. So we drove on to our next stop, our cunning plan, which was to hit Gaydon, the British Motor Museum, where they've got lots of classic cars. We ran inside, started shooting cars as quickly as possible and uploading them, and unfortunately there suddenly came a rule change saying no more than 10 cars from a particular collection. I guess they saw what we were doing.
So, as we get to the end of our challenge, things have gone a little bit awry. It's now 12:30 and the challenge ends at 3 p.m. We only have one task left to do, which is to drop off our care package to the hospital at Sutton, which is just inside the M25, top of the M3. We wouldn't think it's too much of a problem. We're at Beaconsfield Services, it's about an hour away, so we've got a fair bit of leeway, except we've hit the chargers and we are now third in queue for a charge, and we've been waiting here quite a long time. It's actually looking like if the chargers hold us up long enough, we might not complete the challenge, because this is the one challenge that if we don't do, we get disqualified. And we left it until the end because we couldn't get back up here. We didn't think we could get back up here before the hospital shut, because we spoke to them on Thursday and they said they wouldn't be around very late on Saturday afternoon. So it had to be, Sunday. So I'm actually kind of worried. I'm actually really quite nervous. This will all have been for nothing because we're going to get disqualified because we won't make it through the chargers. Made it. It's charging, but time is now ticking and tight.
We made it. We beat the M25, we beat the A3, we got through South London traffic, and we're here at the Marston.
Lovely, thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
very much indeed.
All right, thank you, appreciate
Bye.
it.
Thank you. Bye. Right, done. That was our final task of the 24 hours. We've handed over the thing. That was properly stressful. We made it in, what time is it now? 2:25, 35 minutes to spare on our 25 hours. Without that, we'd have been out of the game.
We were that would have disqualified us completely from the challenge.
Yeah, so that was lucky. Because traffic through London and the M25
and charging.
Now we've just got to get home. It's what is it?
Hour.
An hour home, 45 miles or so, give or take. And we've got about 95 miles of range left. So we saw a very nice nurse here, lovely people doing really good work. And even nicer, it turned out to be free parking here on a weekend. which is nice.
Which is very good, yeah.
Yeah. Now we just get out of here.
Yes.
And we've got, how long is it? What, 35 minutes. So we're going to hit the motorway again.
I think
Maybe
about
we'll
the
get-
service station. If we stop at maybe stop at the services.
Yeah,
or
job 'em.
Yeah.
Then we can send our final mileage in. I mean, we keep rolling until as long as we can. We can still claim more miles.
Well, absolutely. So we've got a choice. We can either crack on and do the miles now, or we find a housing estate and see if we can find old cars.
That is a good point.
Last.
We have got half an hour. We've only got 90 miles of range though.
Exactly. Which is why we don't want to hammer it back.
No.
But if there's a housing estate on the way, like here, for instance,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
It is ULEZ, but we're in a ULEZ car, thankfully, so we
Yeah.
might... Well, okay, we're back to our drive
Now
spotting.
we're,
Drive hunting.
Oh, there's a car on the top hauling.
Yeah, top corners are awkward now.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing is, in this sort of weather,
This is a bit posh, this neighbourhood, for 25-plus-year-old cars.
well, no, they will be here, but they will be under tarpaulin or in a garage.
Well, there might be first cars, but the first cars now are going to be under 25 years old.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
But people with garages, we need to knock on their door and ask if they've got
don't
classic
think we have
in the garage.
time for that.
Knock at every single person's door.
We're
Everyone.
we're not the police.
Is that not allowed?
It's allowed, it's just a bit weird.
That last plan actually paid off really well, because while we were on a video chat with Kitch, we drove past 6 more cars, getting us a whole load more points. We didn't have to take photos because they were live on the video call and they were seen in person. And having done that, and with enough range in the battery to make it all the way back to Kent, we hit the M25 and watched the clock, because we had to upload our final mileage map before 3 o'clock. Incredibly, we rolled into Clackett Lane Services with 1 minute to spare, hit the stopwatch button and uploaded the picture, and then we hit the video call to see how far everyone had gone.
Right, so if we start in, as mileage goes, we'll start in 5th place.
Yeah. 5th place in mileage. Yeah.
It was 5th place with 700, this is banked miles, 763.25 is the 2 amp Egos.
Hooray!
Which, if I'm honest, given that's an electric car, is pretty damn impressive.
Can I just say that apparently, according to the car, our average speed over that entire journey was actually 47 miles an hour.
And we were moving for 17.2 hours.
I think that's mad. Yeah, I don't think that's a really interesting point to put out to anyone who says that you can't use electric cars, because it's stressful and it's cost you a lot of money. But
Apart from that's brilliant.
So in 4th place, and this actually gets a little closer, Status Slow in the Skoda Felicia with 827.6 miles.
Not that much, is it?
That's 60 miles.
Which is what we lost.
Yeah, we saw the Phil at the wheel and we thought, oh, they're gonna win it now. But yeah, even with that, the little Skoda couldn't do any more. In 3rd place, we've banked 868.67 miles. Mid-rise crisis in the Impreza.
Well done.
That is some going in a car that does what, 25? Yeah. Rodo says 1200.
Or thereabouts.
Okay.
Our wallets say a very long way as well.
So it goes down to the wire between Jurassic Park and Classics World. Ooh. In the banked miles, in 2nd place on the mileage, Jurassic Park with 874.1.
Wow.
Ooh. So considering they haven't left the country, some of that was in Wales. I don't know how they've done. That was crazy. So that leaves the team that have at the moment got the highest number of miles with, well, I don't think they've had any glitches at all. I think it's banked everything, but I'm interested to know what the Odo says. 1,269 miles.
Wow.
In the Mercedes.
That's incredible.
What did your Odo say? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well done.
Yeah, amazing work from everyone.
But I mean, to be honest with you, I think everyone's done amazingly well, because that's just crazy.
Not sure I fancy it myself, so well done, everyone.
Yeah, the total score takes into account the challenges. And we need to, and that's going to take quite a long time to add up, so we'll do that. But that could be different. The order of that could be completely different, because some of the challenges people have done are insane. So we've had a team park up with some pigs at a farm and drive on to Thruxton. We've had people, I don't even know. We've had people hooking up telling people that I've got an SM, which is admittedly a valid thing to do. We've had people put their cars in a showroom, and the winner of the Auto Shenanigans Challenge was the Felicia. with the fisherman's friend from a German service station. John got very excited and wide-eyed by that.
Well, it seems kind of appropriate to wind up our story about doing a 24-hour drive-a-thon in an electric car here in a 4.6 litre V8 powered Ford Crown Vic. This has been a real eye-opener of a weekend because everyone went into this, the other competitors, people in the comments, the live chat, all assumed we were going to crash and burn doing this thing. As it was, we had quite a few bad experiences with chargers and we still topped 800 miles. The official figures from the app was 715, but reality from Google tracking, which is what was following us on the map on the event, it shows us 815 miles. That's only 55 miles less than the Citroen C5 Jurassic Pork team. If we'd had a bit more luck with a couple of chargers that weren't not working, or if we'd maybe gone straight to the motorways rather than hitting some towns to try and hit some of the targets on the job sheet, we could have topped that. We couldn't watch the live chat, but apparently people were rooting for us like the underdog later on. They couldn't believe how well we were doing. We were really, really impressed. The car itself did not put a foot wrong. It was a really nice thing to drive. The seats are comfortable, it's very quiet, very smooth. It's easy to sort of sleep in the front seat, although the headrest was a little slightly funny shape for getting a nap. All of us universally hated the touch screen with no physical controls. That really wound us up along the way. And incredibly, we didn't get used to it. We got more annoyed with it. So BYD really need to sort out that touchscreen and add some buttons, definitely for the heated seats, definitely for just the heater controls, just up and down on the heat. That needs to be a separate control, please. Other than that, BYD, fantastic car. The Seal is really good fun, and it's rear-wheel drive as well. There is an all-wheel drive version, but I do think the rear-wheel drive is actually an awful lot more fun. It's a bit like driving, you know, a BMW from a few years ago because it's got a nice light feeling steering. Drive it from the rear. People say that EVs are all about acceleration, no handling. That thing, it's kind of got a bit of both. You know, it's not as quick as the all-wheel drive, but that more nimble, lighter feel. You do actually have a bit of fun with that car. Admittedly, on the motorway, if we let our speed get too close to 70, the range was ticking down ever so slightly quicker than the remaining distance on the sat-nav. So you do, if you are worried about range, you do need to sort of drop your speed sort of 5 miles an hour just to get the best out of it. But if you're driving home to home and you know your range is going to be fine, you can drive normally. But if in a situation like this, you do have to be aware. Something that people like the guys in the W124, they could just nail it, get on the autobahn, they could put their foot down and go as fast as they want. That's where the advantage in the old petrol car lay. What this really showed though is that EVs can do big mileage. You don't have to be restricted to short journeys. It is potentially awkward and we were nearly caught short a couple of times, but we kept on hunting around and eventually we found things. It did add an element of stress, but we got there in the end. So the cars really are here in terms of technology. It's the charging network that isn't, because we were let down by non-functioning chargers that wouldn't handshake. The Tesla network is supposed to be open to non-Teslas now, but we never got that to work. GridServe didn't want to play with us, and there was that Shell station which we spent ages at trying to get that to work, and the app said it was running, the people in the shop said it was running, but the machines were just totally dead and didn't want to do anything. And what's more annoying is I left my nice thermos cup on there, nice Bodum tea mug with a tea that was brewing in it, which is the worst point of the entire weekend, losing that mug. Quite sad about that. So really the takeaway is that, yeah, EVs can do far better than people imagine. Don't imagine if you buy an electric car now, you are limited to the short range in the battery. You can do more. But if you expect to be doing that on a daily basis or at peak times, you are going to find you're struggling with the chargers. That is really the thing. But even I was genuinely surprised at how far we went. People thought we were going to do dreadfully on this, but no, we really kind of proved everyone wrong, proved ourselves wrong. I don't know how we're going to finish on the ultimate results table because the calculations for all the challenges are still being counted up. But what is more important is that at the time of recording, the Just Giving page has now ticked over £20,000. That really is an incredible effort, and that's what this is all about. 20 grand or more. 24 was the target for Sophie's legacy, and we're really, really happy and proud to have been part of that and to have done something good, as well as doing a bit of an experiment. And of course, that Just Giving page is still open. There's still time to drop a couple of pounds onto that if you've got the opportunity to do something good for the world around you. Let me know what you think. I know what a lot of you think already because I posted some pictures on Facebook and it's really quite unpleasant. But if you've got anything else nice to say, then please do leave a comment below. And, well, join me next time. Join me something, well, completely different.